It was great to see that Thurgood Marshall had a statue honoring him in Colombia, Tennessee. There was a 1946 race riots where a guy named James Stevenson, who was a military man, was mistakenly punched. He had an altercation with a white store owner. Now, back in the day, the area was predominantly black. However, in the predominantly area, when a black man got falsely accused of anything, people were coming out to get black folks. They were coming out to lynch them, take them, whatever they could do. And 25 black men were arrested and falsely charged. Thurgood Marshall took upon himself to defend one of those defendants amongst the others. And so, in remembrance of that particular significance, which we're talking about some 80 years later almost, they've been folded a statue of him in Colombia, Tennessee. I think a lot of people got to remember that Thurgood Marshall was the first African American Supreme Court justice, but he also was a man who truly stand on moral ground. He truly stood for something. He spoke out against injustices, and he represented for the people. So often than not, people are looking for people to make sense about what's going on, and the lines of justice have been very blurred. I am so grateful that there are people who still remember his contributions, and they have not whitewashed or tried to downplay it or try to AI it or have some old stupid rapper, somebody try to do something to diminish what his role and for better for to encouraging civil rights and to also taking on the powers that be and doing his lawful duties, because Thurgood Marshall represents so much. It's very important to understand the historical implications. And when you have to deal with people trying to whitewash and DEI and take out black historical real facts and have an issue with talking about it, this is the sort of thing that you have to encounter. And this was very important that this was spoken about, dealt with, and that he's getting a statue. It took a long time. So much has happened. But I think it's showing you that in the light that people want to remember and also want to pay their respects. And this is a statue that should be up everywhere, because Thurgood Marshall represented all walks of life for people, but he was also about civil rights. He was also about maintaining common rights, common sense, smarts, and enlightenment. And so the statue is very befitting. I remember reading many books on the different cases and various aspects of things that he encountered and what he had to deal with, and how he left no corner unturned and no light unfolded. He made sure he had his hands in everything, and he spoke out about so much, but he let his actions do the talking. So much about Tennessee, so many different things that don't get taught in school, that doesn't get talked about. When you stand on business and you stand in character, you get results. And no matter who's opposed to it, they can't deny doing the right thing. And this was definitely something that happened in 1946, which was not that long ago. Not that long ago. A lot of people get the math right. We're talking 81 years, but we're not talking like it was so bygone that it wasn't that long ago. And for the people who lived in the particular area in town, they remember what their parents, grandparents, etc., they heard the stories. And this was really real. And it's a reminder of a not so distant past. But much respect to Thurgood Marshall, who is getting his flowers, getting his respect, because it's important that this is being, acknowledged. So his statue now has been unveiled, and it's long overdue. And he should be acknowledged a lot more for his contributions for civil rights and beyond. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another, and please share the video if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free, and my one time. Peace.